going to show you how to find the highest common factor of algebraic expressions. So in the first question it says find the highest common factor of 15x squared y cubed and 25xy squared. So to begin with, I'm going to work out the highest common factor of these numbers here, 15 and 25. You might just be able to spot straight away that the highest common factor is 5, but if you're not sure how I knew that, what you can do is consider all the factors of the two numbers here. You can write them out if you like. So the factors of 15 are 1, 15, 3 and 5. And here the factors of 25 are 1, 25 and 5. Okay, so these are just the numbers that multiply together to give both 15 and then 25. So you need to look for the common numbers, okay? So the numbers that occur in both. So I can see 1 is a common factor and also 5 is a common factor. Okay, remember you're trying to find the highest common factor, so you take the largest number, which is 5. Okay, so that's the highest common factor for the first part of the question, okay? So to find the highest common factor of the variables, the letters x and y, you need to compare both expressions. So on the left-hand side, we've got x squared, and on the right-hand side, we have x, which is like x to the power of 1. You need to take the one with the smallest power. So in this case, it would just be x, okay? So this is the highest common factor, because obviously x is common in both terms, okay? And x fits into itself, and it also fits into x squared. However, if we'd taken x squared, although it fits into itself, it wouldn't be able to fit into the letter x. I hope that makes sense, okay? So that's why we take the letter with the smallest power. So now let's consider the y variable. So we have y cubed versus y squared. Okay, so remember, you're taking the one with the smaller power, okay? So in that case, it would be y squared, okay? So that's the highest common power for the letter y. Okay, so that's actually the final answer, okay? The highest common factor of our two expressions is here, 5xy squared, okay? So just before I show you the next question, when I was finding the highest common factor of these two numbers, it was quite quick and easy, okay? You can just consider the factors and take the highest common factor. In question 2, it's a bit more difficult because these numbers are going to be much larger. So I'm going to show you a different method, okay, in order to work out the highest common factor here. So in the next question, we need to work out the highest common factor of 84p cubed q squared r and 126p squared qr cubed. So to begin with, I'm going to work out the highest common factor of these numbers here, 84 and 126, except this time I'm not going to write out all the factors like I did in question 1, as it's just going to take me too long, okay? And it's very easy to make a mistake if you do it that way. I'm going to use a method called the prime factorization method instead. So I'm going to start by drawing out the factor trees for those two numbers, okay? So let's take the number 84 to start with. Okay, so here's the factor tree. So here I need to write down two numbers that multiply together to give 84 that aren't 1 and 84. So for example, 7 and 12. And if you choose a different pair of factors, that's okay. You'll get exactly the same answer at the end, okay? So since 7 is a prime number, I'm going to circle it, and that means I've finished with that part. And here I need two numbers that multiply together to give 12. So for example, 3 and 4. Okay, so 3 is a prime number. And here, two numbers that multiply together to give 4 are 2 and 2, which are both prime. Okay, so before I go on to the next number, I'm just now going to write the number 84 as a product of its prime factors. Okay, so we're going to multiply these together. So I'm going to take the number 2, so 2 times 2 is the same thing as 2 squared. And it's helpful to write it in power form, as you'll see later on, okay? Then we need to multiply by 3, and finally by 7, okay? So there's 84 as a product of its prime factors. And if you just want to make sure you've done it correctly, you can always do a check and multiply these together, just to make sure that it comes to 84, okay, which it should. So now let's take the number 126 and do exactly the same thing. So draw out a factor tree. Okay, so two numbers that times to give 126 could be 2 and 63, okay? 2 is prime. Two numbers that multiply together to give 63 are 7 and 9. 7 is prime. And two numbers that multiply to give 9, 3 and 3, which are both prime. Okay, so again, I'm going to write 126 as a product of its prime factors. Okay, so these numbers here. So we've got the number 2 multiplied by 3 times 3, which is 3 squared. And finally, times by 7. So to work out the highest common factor of those two numbers, 84 and 126, we need to consider these numbers here, okay? First, we need to look for the common factors, okay? So in this question, they're actually all common, okay? You can see a 2 here on both sides, a 3 on both sides, and a 7 on both sides, okay? So they're all common in this question. You need to take the one with the smallest power, okay? So if we compare 2 squared with 2, well, 2 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 1. This one is the smallest power, okay? So I'm going to write that one down. Next, if we look at the number 3, so we've got 3 here, which is like 3 to the power of 1, compared with 3 squared. So this is the one with the smallest power, okay? So we're going to times by 3. And finally, here we have 7 and 7. Well, they're identical on both sides, so that one just stays the same, okay? And then you need to work out what this comes to, okay? So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 7 is 42. So that is the highest common factor of 84 and 126. So that's the first part to our answer. Okay, now hopefully you remember how to do the next part from question 1. Remember, you need to compare the variables on both sides, okay, in both expressions, and always take the one with the smallest power. Okay, so when we look at the letter P, we have P cubed versus P squared. So P squared is the smallest, so that's the one we need. Then we need to look at the letter Q, so we've got Q squared versus Q, which is like Q to the power of 1. So this one has the smaller power, Q. Okay, so I'm going to add that one on there. And then finally, we've got R versus R cubed. Remember, R is like R to the power of 1. So this one has the smallest power. Okay, so I've grouped all my terms together. So that is how you work out the highest common factor of those two expressions.